Have you seen these previews? Freaking great. All right, guys, welcome to the Acteria Magic channel. I'm Steve, the Acteria. Today, we're talking about some freaking cool stuff out of Midnight Hunt. Let's check it out. So I was looking at all of these really freaking cool commanders that are being presented in this Midnight Hunt, and I wanted to share one with you. So there's 11 that I've found so far that have been spoiled. Man, there's some freaking cool ones. I've gone ahead and ranked the ones that I've found. I'll do a part 2 whenever we get more of the set released, but for now, let's check them out. So let us look at the commanders from Midnight Hunt. All right, so let's check it out. So the very first one on our list, they've got some monocolored commanders, and these commanders, they're not the prize. They're not the prize. They do go well in some 99s, though. So let's talk about this first one. Jidar Ghoul, Caller of Nephalia. 1 black, 1 generic. He is a 1/1 human wizard. He says, at the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Okay, so Decayed is a new mechanic out of Midnight Hunt. It basically says that these 2/2 zombies can't block, or any of the decayed creatures can't block, and as soon as they attack, they are sacrificed at end of combat. So it's still a really cool mechanic, and we've got some really cool cards with it. But basically with this guy, you're just gonna get like a 2/2 zombie that can attack one time, and so he's pretty lackluster, not the greatest, but he does go fine in a zombie build. All right, so number 10 on our list is Adeline Katara Splendide. All right, so this one's an Italian preview. This is a legendary human knight with vigilance. Adeline Resplendent Cathar's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Cool. Whenever you attack, for each opponent, create a 1/1 white creature token tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control. So if you attack and you have 3 opponents, you get 3 1/1s. This is fine. It's just not a good, really strong commander. So you can build around him, but you're probably better putting this in like a Selesnya token build where you're doing a lot of populating, you're doing a lot of other token stuff. That's where I think her home is, but she is still really cool. Next up, we have Sarath, the Viper's Fang. It's a 4-drop, 2 green, 2 generic, 3/4 human warlock. Other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch, aka are attacking creatures. Other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof. For generic and tap, untap another target creature or land you control. So if they go to like Doomblade, one of your creatures, you can untap that creature and give it Hexproof at instant speed. It's a pretty cool, but I still think that she goes in the 99 somewhere. All right, number 8 on our list is, I know, I'm gonna get exiled from the community for this one. I just don't think she's very powerful. Lenore Autumn Sovereign is a 4-drop 0/4, 1 white, 1 green, and 2 generic. Legendary human noble. Okay, Coven. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. Okay, then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. So she's going to change the power of one of the creatures you have in play, and she's going to activate the first turn she is in play. My beef is it's conditional card draw, and that's really all it is, because the 1/1 counter in commander doesn't matter too much unless you're really focused on that. And so I'm thinking, okay, you're going to draw an extra card off of her. That's great, but I don't feel like that's like a really powerful commander. Not as powerful as some of the ones further down on the list. Okay, let's get to it. Number 7, Lysa, Forgotten Archangel. Wow, this one's fun. This is a 5-drop, 4/5 flying angel with 1 black, 2 white, 2 generic. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So even on your opponent's turns, your turn, whatever. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. So she's number 7 on my list because I think the cards further down are a little bit more powerful, but she does return those cards to your hand, which is great, but that means you have to recast them. You have to spend mana getting them back into play and becoming a threat again. That's why she's a little bit higher on the list. Okay, next up, number 6 is Slogurk, the Overslime. This is a unique commander, so I like what Slogurk is doing. It's kind of a lands commander. It's 1 green, 1 blue, 1 generic, 3/3 ooze. Trample. Whenever land is put into your graveyard from anywhere, library, play, whatever. Hand, discarded. Put a 1/1 counter on slogurk, the over slime. Remove 3 1/1 counters from slogurk, return it to its owner's hand. When slogurk leaves the battlefield, return up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard to your hand. So if you scape shift with this dude in play, if you just like dump 10 lands and get 10 new lands, you're just going to have like suddenly +10/+10. You know, if you have hardened scales, it's going to be like +20/+20. It can get dumb, but I still think that this belongs in the 99 of something else, like AEC, the 6-drop that draws you cards whenever you play lands. That one. Slogurk is cool. I just don't think that it's a commander material all on its own. Okay, number 5 on our list. This one's, I know I'm gonna get it for putting it this far down on my list. It's just not the number 1 pick. Tovalar, Dire Overlord, and Tovalar, the Midnight Scourge. I'm betting this guy is what the whole set was named after. Anyway, he's a 3-drop, 1 red, 1 green, 3/3 legendary human wolf. Whenever wolf or werewolf you control deals combat damage to the player, draw a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more wolves or werewolves, it becomes night. Then transform any number of human werewolves you control. Daybound. All right, Tovalar, the Midnight Scourge. Whenever a wolf or werewolf you control deals combat damage to the player, again, draw a card. A green, a red, and X. Target wolf or werewolf you control gets +X0 until end of turn and gains trample. Nightbound. So it's got Kessig Wolf Run kind of stapled onto the side of this creature, which is cool, but the really, really powerful part is going to be that draw. Being able to draw more than one a turn, like the other one from earlier, what was her name? That doesn't matter. But being able to draw more than one a turn is significantly more powerful than just drawing one extra a turn. So that's why I think Tovalar is going to be a perfect werewolf commander. Very, very powerful, but still I feel like it's a really casual card. Don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Anyway, number 4 on our list is Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. This is a 5-drop, 2 blue, 3 generic 3/4 human wizard. Spells can't be countered. You're shutting off your own counter spells with this commander. That's pretty limiting. But anyway, each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. This is so good. But it's mono blue, so you're limited to maybe like a Twiddlestorm kind of build. I don't know really where you want to build this, how you want to build this. I think it's still better in the 99 of something else, but it's so powerful on its own. I would not begrudge you building a commander deck around this card, and we might still do an episode on this channel about what you should include. Number 3 on our list is Wilhelt, the Rock Cleaver. It's a 4-drop, 1 black, 1 blue, 2 generic 3/3 zombie warrior. I know you guys, you Demir guys, you really love those zombies. I don't know what's up with you guys, you weirdos. I'm just kidding. I love you. And whenever another zombie you control dies, if it didn't have Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Now, it says another zombie you control. So it doesn't just mean non-token zombies. So if you have zombie tokens that are going to the graveyard, but they don't have Decayed for any other source prior to this, you're going to get 2/2 black zombies that do have Decayed. So you're going to be able to recycle all of your token zombies, all of your regular zombies into 2/2s, and you're going to still have board presence. It's really, really good. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice a zombie if you do draw a card. So I put this higher on the list than the earlier one because it's creating such a much larger board presence than she was. And she's drawing you a card on a death trigger of a zombie, or you're sacrificing a zombie to get a card. That's fine. We don't care. So this guy's way better, in my opinion. Number 2 on my list, Giza, Glorious Resurrector. Okay, I know you guys are probably going to be mad at me. It's okay. Be mad. Giza, Glorious Resurrector is not number 1, but she is so cool. She's a 4-drop, 4/4 human wizard. 2 generic, 2 black. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. You sold me at hello. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with Giza, Glorious Resurrector onto the battlefield under your control. They gain Decay. What? You get to resurrect your entire opponent's board state? Count me in. Anyway, she's really freaking cool. I like her a lot. Granted, they get the decayed, and so then they will go to the graveyard at the end of your turn. But holy cow, what a power swing. This is just really, really cool. Next up, numero uno, drum roll, please. Vadric, Astral Archmage, is my #1 pick from this set. It's a 1 blue, 1 red generic, a 1/2 human wizard. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as Vadric, Astral Archmage, enters the battlefield. Instant and sorcery cards you cast, spells you cast, cost X less to cast, where X is Vadric's power. So your big, stupid spell that you need in your hand that you want to cast, like cast a time, not a time walk, a time warp for like 2? Sure. Yeah, sounds fine. That seems perfectly reasonable. Anyway, sorry. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, put a 1/1 counter on Vadric. So it can get a 1/1 counter when he enters if it's already night, but it won't get a 1/1 counter on its own enter the battlefield trigger. Just to point that out. Anyway, so I imagine this guy is going to do some dirty, dirty things in a storm build. You're going to go friggin' full storm on your opponents. Anyway, guys, I think this set is really, really freaking cool. I'll come back at you with another episode for the part 2, because there's more spoilers to come. These were just the commanders that I saw today. I love you guys. Have a good one. Deuces. Where's my button?